Hi, my name is Betsy Logan, and I am a retired art teacher. I retired in 2015 after 35 years in the classroom. I still teach for Alabama's Access program, but I'm not in the classroom anymore. So I am going to address an issue that's been brought up about what to do your first day and how to handle your first week of school. Most of my stuff is going to be do's. There'll be a few don'ts as well. The one thing that I really strongly suggest is when your students come in the classroom, greet them. The very first thing, smile with them, ask them their name, and let them go pick a seat to sit at. That's the best way to start. A lot of people will say, don't smile until December, but that's baloney as far as I'm concerned. You need to let these kids know they have a safe place and happy place to go, because art's fun and we want them to have a good time while they're learning. Once they sit down and I come in the classroom, after I check roll, I tell them that the seating chart that I will do is the one that will be the next day when they come in class. They can pick where they want to sit, and that I have the option of moving them if this doesn't work. Usually this works very well because they'll have a friend that they want to sit with, and they work harder if they're sitting by somebody that they know and they're not stuck by somebody they don't know. But that's up to you. But I do suggest a seating chart as soon as you can get one, because you can learn their names. One of the first things I did was learn the students' names. And if I couldn't pronounce them, I would ask them. I'd say, look, I'm not very good with names. Can you tell me how to say your name? And if they had a nickname, I would ask them that as well. Especially if it was a nickname that I could use. I've had some stories, I'll tell you those at another time, about nicknames. Then the next thing I would do the very first day is go over my rules. And I only had a few simple rules that I made these kids follow. The first one was follow all directions. And that covers a whole lot of things that you can do with your students, because that's just the main coverage for other things. Another rule that I had them follow was to bring the required materials to class every day. If they had to have a pencil, if they had to have a sketchbook or something, that they should bring it. But of course, I also had materials for them. I mean, you don't know where some of these kids come from. They may not have the materials. So have some available for them in case they don't. And don't make it a big deal. Another thing that I stressed was taking care of materials and cleaning up correctly, following cleanup procedures. And that would depend on the project. So each project I would do, we would discuss how to clean up. I would assign monitors. The kids love to do that, to be in charge of different things. And everything that I gave a student, I had all the tables numbered. Each seat was numbered, and every supply that I could write on, I numbered those supplies, and that child was responsible for that supply. And then I knew who messed it up, or they didn't clean it up. That was one rule I have. And then another one was very important to me, was to keep their hands, feet, objects, and unnecessary remarks to themselves. Students can be very mean to each other, and I did not allow that in my classroom. I would talk to them if that happened, but the big important thing to do first is to go over your classroom rules, set a guideline for them as well. I always had a project the very first day. It was just a simple project. If you have ever heard of anti-coloring books, those are great resources to get ideas for students to draw from. And they would complete 4 different drawing exercises, which usually took them the week because they had 4 drawings. And they would complete a sentence. One of them might have been design a license plate for a brand new car, draw the grandest castle you've ever seen, things like that. But I got these ideas from these anti-coloring books. And I would grade them, but I also wanted to see where their artistic level was. When I taught junior high, some of them were very talented and some of them had a lot to learn and were not very good as far as talent, but they tried and they worked hard. And I also made a point to these students that I graded according to each student's ability I didn't compare them to the best student in the class. And that's something that you want to emphasize as well when you're talking to these kids during the week. And when they were drawing, I always made a point to walk around the room. Don't just sit at your desk and watch them. Interact with them, watch them, listen to them, talk to them, help them with ideas. Don't give them the ideas, but kind of direct them in a way that they can get ideas for their drawings. We also made sketchbooks by hand, and I had a weekly sketchbook assignment, and that helped them stay on task. For the first 10 minutes of class every day, they worked on a sketchbook assignment. So whether you have them buy a sketchbook or keep a sketchbook, it's up to you. But these are just some really rough ideas that you might want to use when you first start your first week. And if you have any questions, you can email me at rbjlogan@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to talk to you anytime you want some help. And have a good day.